Now to the never-ending Tharoor trouble for the Congress. His comments subtly praising Prime Minister Modi's 6th Ramnath Goenka lecture, in which the Prime Minister even accused the Congress of being Muslim League Maoist Congress, quote-unquote, has sparked off sharp political reactions. The Congress's Supriya Shrinate called the Prime Minister's speech, quote-unquote, petty, and wondered how Tharoor found any reason to praise it. She further declared that the Prime Minister should have spoken about problems with fair journalism in that platform, but instead he was obsessed with the Congress day and night. The BJP hit back at the Congress, but how far can the Tharoor Congress trouble go on for the party heading into the 2026 Kerala elections? A special panel up ahead, but first, listen in to the political reactions.
मुझे तो रीजन नहीं समझ में आ रहा किस बात की तारीफ कर रहे हैं वो और क्यों कर रहे हैं। मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि क्यों और किस भाषण की तारीफ कर रहे हैं। उस पूरे भाषण में मोदी जी ने कोई ऐसी सजग बात भी नहीं करी, कोई ऐसी सकारात्मक बात भी नहीं करी, कांग्रेस को कोसा और इधर उधर की बात कर रहे थे। आप तो एक पत्रकारों के सम्मेलन में गए थे, एक न्यूज़पेपर ऑफिस गए थे, आपको तो बात करनी चाहिए कि आखिर कैसे निष्पक्ष पत्रकारिता का आपने हनन किया है लगातार। आपको बताना चाहिए कि कैसे आप लगातार निष्पक्ष पत्रकारों के ऊपर FIR कराते हैं। आपको बताना चाहिए कि आप निष्पक्ष पत्रकारों के सवालों का सामना क्यों नहीं करते। मुझे कोई रीजन समझ में नहीं आया।
INC should be called as Indira Nazi Congress, not Indian National Congress, because they behave like Indira Gandhi's emergency mindset and they have a Nazi approach, a totalitarian dictatorial approach. Dr. Shashi Tharoor only made one sin. He praised Prime Minister Modi's speech, which was recently delivered, and that too on aspects of nation building and also how public service should be done. But Congress party cannot even tolerate that. They started abusing him, they started insulting him, they started questioning him. This is because Congress is run like a family enterprise.
Well, the political exchange, not just from the BJP, even the left LDF leaders like John Brittas have hit out at Shashi Tharoor and the Congress. In fact, that the Congress asking what the party stand is on Shashi Tharoor's comments. Joining me this evening, political analyst Sanjay Jha. We'll also have author and activist from Kerala, Rahul Ishwar, join us in a bit. Sanjay, there is a sense, and I'll start with you, that the Congress High Command has decided to ignore Tharoor and his comments so far. How far do you think this can go on, especially as the Congress heads into Kerala 2026?
Good evening. How are you doing? Good to be back on your program again. In short, I believe...
Good to have you back on the show, Sanjay.
Yeah, likewise. And I can tell you that there is nothing wrong in Sashi making his statements on matters of politics and current affairs in the country. I think the reason why the Congress is miffed with him is because of the content of his statements, which, frankly speaking, contradict what he has said earlier. And I, for example, have, Sashi is a very dear friend, but I do feel that anyone who's read his book called The Paradoxical Prime Minister will say that Sashi's statement on Narendra Modi is baffling. Undoubtedly, I'm sure even Sashi will agree with that. For the simple reason that, and I just took out a couple of statements from his book where he says the one area Narendra Modi has succeeded in is his own self-projection. And then he talks about a prime minister of lofty ambitions laid low by serious underachievement. And he talks about a disastrous government that he's led for the last 5 or 6 years. So I do feel that somewhere down the line, Sashi will have to temper his glowing appreciation of Mr. Modi if he's going to make the Congress party convinced that he's making a logical, dispassionate argument. Otherwise, a lot of people who have been supporters of Sashi, the real secular, liberal, educated intelligentsia of India, which is more English speaking, they will begin to see in Sashi a bit of flip-flop, a lot of very glaring contradiction, and also be a little worried that is he somewhere down the line treading very dangerously between what is called as centrism versus more pro-right, shall we say, tilt.
What is it,
I know
Sanjay,
Sashi will never do that, but it's a public sentiment, yeah.
Sanjay, as you make that point, and I'm still waiting for Rahul Ishwar to get a context as far as Kerala is concerned, What is it
Sure.
that's preventing the Congress High Command from taking him on? What is it that's stopping the Congress High Command from taking decisive action? Is it the optics of how it would appear as a party where if you are disagreeing with the top leadership, there would be action that's taken? Or is there another deeper calculation for the Congress party? Very quickly, Sanjay, because I already have Rahul Ishwar joining us.
No, definitely, Veera. I'll keep it short. I do feel that both the Congress and Sashi need each other. Sashi, I know a lot of people are skeptical. They're even harboring these apprehensions that he might move to the BJP. I don't think he will. But for the BJP, Sashi is a definite asset. And I was just thinking about it. If you remember in the last Kerala assembly elections, they put up the gentleman who set up the entire metro station in Delhi, right? A technocratic, a highly educated gentleman. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, who was the candidate for chief
Sridharan.
minister from the
Sridharan.
BJP. That's right, Mr.
Sridharan.
Sridharan. And by the same logic, I think if just hypothetically, right, this is just a very academic argument. But if the BJP were to put Sashi as the face for chief minister's face for Kerala, he comes. BJP doesn't look so communal anymore. BJP says I'm more forward-looking. They get somebody who's
But
educated.
let me
They
take
don't
that
have
point that
people
you're
like
making. I'm
Sashi.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
As I said, Rahul has joined this conversation a little late. Rahul, what's the Kerala context to this? How relevant is Tharoor? Because there are many who believe that Tharoor cannot live without the Congress in Kerala, and the Congress may not necessarily have too much importance for Tharoor. What do you think is playing out in his mind? Is he pushing for being a prime face in Kerala when the state heads into 2026? Is that about that power play? What is it that he is pushing for in the Congress, according to you?
Veera Raghavji, two submissions. First, let us give the benefit of the doubt to Shashi Tharoor. What PM Modi ji said was absolutely true. He is pushing for a post-colonial mindset. He is applauding a very genuine speech. We may all remember Prime Minister similarly applauded Shashi Tharoor's Oxford speech, which is a pride to every Indian, whether we belong to right, left or center. So it was genuine appreciation of what PM said. Second, if we have to be politically cynical, two aspects. Shashi Tharoor belongs to the Hindu forward caste Nair community. That is the core of Trivandrum vote bank. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, BJP's president, also belongs to that. Last time it
you're
was a very
saying it's
tight
fair
fight.
for a Congress MP to laud the Prime Minister's speech in which the Prime Minister mentions Maoist Congress and Muslim League Congress? Are you actually saying that any Congress MP or any party MP could laud a speech of that nature?
No, let us be honest about Shashi Tharoor. He many times take a position beyond party politics. For example, when vote chori came, irrespective of whether his positioning is, Shashi Tharoor rightly pointed out that Rahul Gandhi's, this crusade has a great merit in it. Second, Shashi Tharoor, even though he's a politician, he has elements that is beyond bipartisan politics. Yes, we all know PM Modi ji is a great, he speaks really well. He has his own articulation. But a person like Shashi Tharoor or earlier Sridharan or Suresh Gopi for that matter, BJP MP from Thrissur, they all have a non-political base and constituency they have to cater to. And let us be very honest about it. I'm a good friend of Tharoor sir. I'm a huge fan of Shashi Tharoor sir. Shashi Tharoor sir is trying to cater to center right space of Congress. Or, in the old terminology, the Sardar Patel Congress, the C. Rajagopalachari's Congress, where the center right. And Shashi Tharoor is cleverly catering to it or consciously catering to it. We have seen that in the Chengol issue, where Shashi Tharoor consciously and boldly said that. We have seen that in the Operation Sindoor issue. And see, this is a space that many people in Congress, especially the Gandhian Congress, forgot. See, Nehruji and the center-left position is very important. But sir, under Gandhiji, there was a Patel and center-right too. And Congress used to blend and balance these both sides. And in Kerala, there are leaders like Shashi Tharoor, Sri Ramesh Chennithala, who has that center-right leaning, where the caste, community, religion, identity. That's the reason why Shashi Tharoor writes, "Why I am a Hindu." When Shashi Tharoor proudly writes, "Why I am a Hindu,"
point
and
that you're
Rahul
making.
Gandhi
Sanjay Jha, final word from you, because Rahul is making a very nuanced point. He's saying it's the center-right phase of the Congress. It's not dissent.
Well, Veera, here are three very short points. My friend Rahul mentioned a book, but Sashi in his book is very, very, shall we say, brazen in stating that he finds that the BJP and the Sangh Parivar are exploiting Hinduism for political gains, which is why he makes a distinction between Hinduism and Hindutva. The second point, what is very little absurd actually is because the Sangh Parivar, in fact, you hear Amit Shah's statement, they actually said that speaking in English is almost a sign of being obsolete or an act of shame, which is completely contradictory to what Sashi stands for. Sashi epitomizes the English-speaking urban intelligentsia that likes a politician who speaks in a language that they find more appealing and attractive. And I think to that extent, Sashi praising the Mr. Modi's speech is to a great extent preposterous. The third point, which is very critical, Mr. Modi may have gone and delivered the speech in the Indian Express office, but for freedom of press, attack on democratic institutions, Mr. Modi's government is singularly responsible for diminishing India's electoral and participative democracy. The fear, the destruction of institutions, the abuse of power has been rampant under Mr. Modi. So Sashi's praise or adulation for Mr. Modi, frankly speaking, has to be taken with a pinch of salt.
All right, you're making a strong point. Both of you have made the strong points. Rahul, I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, you joined late and we've run completely out of time on this conversation. But I'm sure Tharoor is going to spark off many further controversies where we will get you in to weigh in on the Tharoor Congress equations ahead of Kerala 2026.